Hi, I'm Paul Nell. I'm one of 3 architects that sit on the review panel at Seaton. I'm a small practice based in Durban. And yeah, it's quite a privilege to be on the review committee. So sitting on the review committee is quite enlightening in terms of getting to see what's new and current, because often when you sit in a practice, you become a little bit stuck in a rut. So it's quite nice to engage with our architects and to see other people's perspectives on exactly how people are sort of living these days, what's new, what's current, without having to revert back to the old Pinterest board that everybody goes to, and seeing what's real and relevant. So the role of the DRC is to take, there's been guidelines set up, and they need to be seen as guidelines, not as something that's sort of quite, that we're dictating a particular style on the estate. It's fairly open, and it's open to interpretation by clients, because that's what's quite important on an estate, that it doesn't become a cookie cutter sort of environment, that everybody's living in the same home, and that it starts to speak to the people that live in the estate, that everybody's got their own identity, from the smaller homes to those big homes on the front, and the idea of the guidelines is so that people aren't prejudiced by people's responses adjacent to them, that everybody's needs and desires are taken into consideration, at the same time keeping in mind the overall ethos of the estate, as opposed to a set of rules that everybody has to live by. It's a set of rules to guide your lifestyle, as opposed to being overly sort of dogmatic and that word draconian in terms of the sort of implementation of them. There is no particular stylistic sort of intent. The idea is to make the homes current, relevant to both what's relevant in terms of technology currently, and also what's relevant in terms of their locality, that being coastal homes. So the idea is to try have homes that are open, that are engaging with their environment. So the concern has been raised as to what homes are going to look like, especially from the beach up onto that pristine sort of hill, and then what used to be sugarcane behind. That's part of what happens in the review committee, is to ensure that the homes aren't, how can we put it, sort of imposed on the landscape, that when you look up, the homes sort of start to blend in with the landscape, that roof forms are set so that, for argument's sake, the houses on the bay all have planted roofs. So when you're looking up at a very soft, and it's going to take a while for that conservancy to grow back. But the Collins Group are putting huge amounts of money into landscaping, etc., to reinstate all that. So it'll come back very quickly. And the idea is that then you aren't looking onto services, you aren't looking onto air conditioners, you aren't looking onto that what's now become the norm, solar panels, etc. That those are all hidden and considered, and that's part of the review committee's sort of role, is to make sure that those sort of things that can become ugly and distract from the architecture and become not so great to look on from neighbours have been considered. The benefits of having a principal agent in terms of your on-site experience is that the estate is looking for somebody who they can have one point of contact in terms of that site, and that should be the architect. That's the person that came to review. That's the person that sort of has been engaging with the estate. It also protects the homeowner from or gives the homeowner the best sort of solution in terms of an architectural response to design changes or things that may happen on site. It also protects the client, not the client, the actual contractor, from making the wrong decisions, from doing things that then inevitably have to be changed, or that have a cost impact, or that may impact the entire contract, as it were.